perfect to do what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say, we'll be heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your goodbyes, 'cause I'll find no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your goodbyes, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
That's killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system. Since move back left, you don't want to change from the 4-3.
Everything your favorite player did, Pele did it first. Let's start. Ronaldo, the chop, Pele did it first. Cruyff turn, Pele did it first. And then, of course, Zinedine Zidane, Pele did it first. Iniesta's dribbles, Pele did it first. Different kinds of skills, Pele did it first. These are things that if you don't watch and if you don't analyze and if you don't see, you might think that the modern player started it first. Or Pele did it first. Same thing with Maradona. Look at this skill by Zinedine Zidane here. Pele did it first. Pele did it first. Even the bicycle kick by Ronaldo, Pele did it first. This by Messi, Pele did it first. And it's so incredible to really watch and analyze the beautiful game through the lenses of the people that came before us, the people that put on a show, that carried football on their backs literally, so that the modern guys can actually play in this glorified and level-headed world where players are respected and paid what they're supposed to be paid. Pele did it first. Most of the skills, Pele did it first. Most of the run-ins, Pele did it first. The free kicks, even to free kicks, look at this. Even to technique, Messi used his left foot. Pele also used his left foot, curled it to the corner. Even to this Roberto Carlos style of shot, Pele did it first. Even to this particular goal right here. Look at this. The same thing. Pele did it first. To the bicycle kick, Pele did it first. It's amazing when you study players like this and you understand why the old guys think that he's the greatest.
What's going on, people? We're back again on the Jerry James Show, and I just thought I would put that in there for you guys. Rest in peace, Pele. A lot of us, many of us, including myself, didn't get to watch Pele. Of course not. But that right there gives you a glimpse of how good, how talented, how influential this idol in football was. An entity bigger than football. I think all of us just got to obviously pay our respects to someone like that, especially because we're all involved in football in some capacity. As people that, are ethnic minorities, black people, he meant a lot as well. So listen, Pele, big up your damn self. I think people got to remember as well, like, there was no cameras about back then. So what we're seeing now is the few times someone had access to a camera. But rest in peace, Pele, man. Rest in peace, Pele.
I think also the biggest testament as well is this talent's undeniable. But I always love an athlete that's humble. You know, like your Nadal's, your Pele. He was just so humble. Like even when I was watching that Sky Sports News and whatnot, and seeing all of the greats from past and present, they're all saying the same thing. When you meet him, he's one of the most loveliest people. He's so humble, always gives you word of wisdom, that advice. All right, but like you, JJ, I wasn't alive to see him and whatnot, but yeah, man, what a guy, what a human, what a player, man. Condolences to him and his family.
Exactly. Big up, big up, big up. But listen, let's get into it. Liverpool versus Leicester. I ain't looked at the likes yet, so the intermission's not going to run again.
You want me to?
We might have to. You might have to run the intermission. But let's just get into some of the comments as well. Big up everyone in the building. Make sure we're smashing a like. Make sure we're subscribing. This is the preview. Liverpool versus Leicester, 8 o'clock kickoff. Big game considering we get 2 on the bounce. It's putting us on a good way to top 4. And just as the title says, make it 2 out of 2, and Project Top 4's on. Project Top 4 is on. So listen, big up to everyone. We got Ravi in the building saying big up. Make sure you like and subscribe. We've got Trudon saying hit the like. No D'Angelo today, please. Listen, people don't want the D'Angelo. That's why people don't want the D'Angelo. If you don't want it, make sure we're smashing a like. There's 17 people. Should be 18 now.
They're doing well, JJ. They're doing well. 19 likes.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Big up to everyone. This is what I'm talking about. We got Oscar in the building saying big up everyone. Big up to yourself. We got Usman Amin, big up to yourself, saying apparently Fabinho is out of the game, maybe injured. Oh my days.
Please.
Listen, we'll get into it. But cool. We got Aman Singh saying Bajcetic hours. Let's see what's happened. Oh my God. We got Kay in the building saying big up, guys. Big up to yourself. We got Mo Khalif. We got Violent Clown saying most underrated LFC channel on YouTube. Big up your damn self. Appreciate that a lot. Oscar Grzech saying, Jerry, I love your intro music. I recommend Donnell Jones songs. Listen, I got a few Donnell Jones songs. Problem is, I can't play them on stream. So look, we got JB in the building saying, big up everyone. How are we feeling for the game? Another 3 points incoming. We hope so. We got Mark A in the building. Rest in peace. We've got John Moore as well. Make sure we're subscribing over at Glasgow Reds TV saying, rest in peace, Pele. Big up to yourself. But do you know what I mean? We got Amirali straight in saying FSG out. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, just like Gakpo, this bang, FSG out.
Yeah, FSG out. Well, we're gonna get into it. But yeah, man, Liverpool versus Leicester. Make it. Do you know what I mean? Win this game and make it 2 out of 2. Romz, chat to me. How you feeling about this game, man?
Bro, I'll be real. I know we felt like this with the Forest game and Fulham games and that, etc. But bro, I am so optimistic. You'll see in the reflection of my scoreline, but people need to understand, right? This Leicester team is done. And I know people might say, oh, you're jinxing it, or don't speak too soon. No, I'm saying it with chest. JJ, this game should be three goal margin minimum victory for us, because people are getting clouded. They've got brilliant individuals. I rate Dewsbury Hall highly. I rate Harvey Barnes. Vardy, you can see he's a bit on the decline. That's with coming of age. But Samare, as much as he's not been good for them, he still is a good player. Yeah. I think it's Wout Faes. I don't know how to pronounce it. Wout Faes, their new centre-back.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the long hair.
Colaccini region.
Yeah. I rate him as well. Their keeper, though, bro. You see Nunes, yeah? You know I'm a Nunes stan, but if he cannot score tonight, bro, then I don't know. But they've got very good individuals all across the park. Castagne, Tielemans, I'm not as big as Mara, but he still has quality. But, bro, as a collective now, they're done. I think people are still riding off their FA Cup win. They're not that Leicester from 20 to 21. Even from times of last season, they're just poor. And I'm hearing the reason why they've not sacked Rodgers yet is something to do with he's got a good relationship with, the owner's son. The owner, but his dad.
Yeah, his dad, yeah.
and he's got the long name. I'm not even gonna bother trying pronouncing it, bro. But apparently he's honouring that. But he deep down knows Rodgers ain't the man. But I've watched that. I'm not even doing recent bias from the 3-0 against Newcastle. They came into, I think there was a turning point, I thought, in their season when they beat someone 4-0 at home. I think it was Forest off the top of my head. I can't remember. I think it was Forest. I thought, you know what? I saw things that game. I thought they could be back. Then I think they lost the next game, and I don't even know where they are on the table, but I know they're probably in the bottom 4 or 5 at least minimum, because they've just been poor and they're just not that team anymore. It's like, JJ, did you ever play that for district back in the day and whatnot? You've got all the best ballers from the boroughs in the district, but as a collective, it's just not working anymore. It's just not gelling. That's Leicester, because I'm not saying for a second they don't have good. They have players I would even take at Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie, but you're gonna hear my scoreline, JJ. But I'm expecting not even a comfortable win, an emphatic win, and Nunes has to get on the score sheet. Has to.
I mean, look, I'm going to agree with you on that one. Nunes has to score. If you can't score against two teams that are, 12th and 13th respectively. And what I mean by that is
Leicester are that high.
Leicester 13th and Aston Villa 12th. So if we go and put that into perspective, he should be getting at least a goal, because he's had plenty of chances now, plenty of chances to go and put the ball in the back of the net, and it's going to come back and bite us if he carries on missing.
Yeah,
even though he's playing well. So look, we're gonna have to hope for that. But look, we're gonna get into our predicted lineups before we carry on chatting, because we know that it's going to be dropped in 15 minutes. Make sure we're still smashing the like. This is our predicted lineup today. I know you've got a difference with your centre back, Romz.
Yeah.
I've gone for the same team that played against Aston Villa, with Henderson being the change. So I think Elliott needs to come out for Henderson. I think Henderson been in good form. I think when he actually dictated, played better than Thiago. I think he's got to come on 100%. I think he makes that midfield much more solid. From a defensive aspect as well, I think he's going to cover Trent better than Elliott would, and he's going to support Salah better than Elliott would as well. So Henderson goes in for me. I think Chamberlain had a decent performance, I feel. I think he had about a 7 out of 10 game. Nothing to, obviously, scream about, but decent enough to go and keep his place on the left mid side. I don't think Carvalho starts. Bobby just come off an injury, so I don't think he's just going to get chucked in as well, considering we haven't really got any forward options. And obviously, Gakpo's unavailable today. I just keep the same back line. I know, Romz, you were saying you wanted to replace someone in the team. Chat to me, man.
It's pretty much your same team, but I put Ibu back in for Matic. I know Matic's had quite, and it's worrying to actually say he's our biggest creator from the midfield backwards. That, for me, at times he creates more than our midfield. And Matic has played well, but I just think off the premise of the World Cup, it's not like Ibu needs games to get going. I know he's had a little break, deservedly so, but I throw him back in there, man. I just want to see. There's no real logic towards what I'm saying. I just want to see Ibu. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see him coming on. I want to see him starting this game. But other than that, you know what? If it was this team, because I'm hearing it could be unchanged tonight, I have no problem with this team at all. But I want to see Ibu. And actually, no. Actually, there is logic. Patson Daka, as poor as I think he is lightning. Him and Nunes are very similar. But Patson Daka is lightning, bro. So, to be fair, Ibu's probably more accustomed to the pace, because let's say, I always back Alisson on a 1-on-1 anyway, but let's say they beat our side trap or whatnot, and Patson Daka's through 1-on-1. I'd rather Ibu trying to catch up to him than a Matic. Do you know what I mean? Depending what side it's on. So that could be a reason, but I think we're going to dominate the ball, and I don't think they're going to beat the offside trap that much. But big up Ish. This is the same thing. I'd start Ibu as well. But if this is the 11, I would not be fussed at all.
Yeah, with me, I think Liverpool now, like, obviously I'm a Matic fan over Konate. People know it's not. I rate Konate highly. I think he's the guy, obviously, for the future. I think Matic just offers more as a player. I think he just does.
And you know what? Where you've been a centre back, you will appreciate Matic probably a bit more.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Matip, I see is the positioning, it's all that type of stuff. I think his bond with the relationship between Matip and Verge is better than the relationship between Ibu and Verge as well, or
yeah.
Ibu and Gomez, because Gomez hasn't been up to par. My issue is with Liverpool is the chopping and changing and the centre backs. You shouldn't have to go and do that often. When you have your two centre backs, especially look, we're out of the Carabao Cup as well. More often than not, do you know what I mean? Unless there's like a particular game we're going to go and change it before someone's giving a rest. I want to go and see the same back four week in, week out, because that's the way you get it solid and strong and they start to understand what each other are doing.
Yeah.
When you're chopping and changing a lot, yes, we talk about, do you know what I mean, having strength in depth, but the rhythm's not there. And what we've seen now is even though our backline's probably better than it's ever been in terms of the squad depth we've got, we're conceding more goals than we ever have. And yes, of course, the midfield are contributors to that. And obviously the team's not the same as it was. But I'd like to see that building block. Because if you look at seasons gone past, even when we won the league, that backline was solid. We knew who was playing in that backline. Do you know what I mean? The team picked itself. And I think that's going to help LFC a lot, man. But but chatting about this game, man, where do you think, I know you spoke about Dakar, do you think then that Dakar, the battle between Dakar and the defence, or the attack of Leicester and our defence, is where the game will be won, or do you think it will be in the midfield? Do you think it's down to us being able to put away our chances? Because obviously you're predicting an emphatic win.
I think the only way we don't win this game is if we're not clinical, because normally you say games are won and lost in midfield. Leicester's midfield right now, again, I have to keep saying, as individuals, Samari, Dewsbury Hall, Tielemans, I rate them as even Namphalis Mendy. I know a lot of people aren't his biggest fan, but I like his energy. He can disrupt play sometimes, but as a collective, they've just not been good. And normally, you say games are won and lost in the midfield. I think our midfield doesn't even have to be amazing today. It just has to be okay, and we still win this game. I think the only way we don't win this game, JJ, is if we're not clinical, if we're not prolific. Because I've watched this Leicester team, and it's actually quite worrying, because they only won the FA Cup 2 seasons ago. And you remember when you used to look at Leicester and think, oh, they're going to take team points off the big boys. And to be fair, it's actually funny I'm saying this, because our last 2 games against them, we've lost. You remember the 3-1 game? The one before that. But and I know at Anfield, our record's even quite good. Even in this season, they won the league. I think us and someone else were the only team to beat them. So at Anfield, our record is quite good against them. But JJ, the only way we don't win this is from our own wrongdoing. Sometimes you don't win because the other team's just better than you. That will not be the case today. Won't be the case at all. I think we win this. We win this comfortably, and the only way we won't if we're not prolific. Yeah, big up Marquet. I rate Harvey Barnes highly, and when he was linked to us, I know there was a lot of, he's not good enough for Liverpool. It's a different pressure being at Liverpool, and I get that. And when I think of it now, maybe it's good he didn't come, but I still think he's got a great career. Like I don't think he's going to be at Leicester for that long. I think a club slightly bigger than Leicester will get him. I'm not sure where, but I think he is quality. But you know what? Speaking about danger and who we should watch out for, I would say him, because he's given us problems. He's actually given us problems home and away, regardless of the result. So I think Harvey Barnes would be a problem. This is how much we love Alisson Becker, even if Daka goes 1-1, because I reckon he will maybe once or twice tonight. I just have my money on Alisson Becker to save it. But Daka is just finishing at the moment. Like I said, him and Nunes have been very similar recently. That they just both can't really put the ball in the net. But I don't want to sound like I'm being too disrespectful to him, but I can't see a lot of ways how Leicester win this game. The only way probably is if maybe they get an early goal of one of our mistakes and they park it, or they're very defensively resolute. But they've not even been that recently. So I can't see any way how. I think we absolutely destroy them. What's the called? You're going to read off some of the little intriguing little stats and stuff about the game, so it will be quite interesting. Liverpool have only lost 2 of their last 3 Premier League games against Leicester, as many as they did in their previous 17. They did win this exact fixture 2-0 in February last season. Leicester have lost 9 of their last 11 Premier League away games this season. Liverpool have drawn 2, having won 3 in a row at Anfield between 1997 and 2000. Liverpool's last league game of 2021 was a 1-0 defeat at Leicester. They've not lost their final league game in consecutive calendar years since 1960s.
Do you know what I mean?
Is that us?
Yeah, Leicester,
Yeah, that's
Leicester
crazy.
City are looking to win their final league game in consecutive calendar years for the first time since a run of 3 between 2012 and 2014. So they don't really do well in the festive fixture pileup. Liverpool have scored at least once in each of their last 31 Premier League home games, winning 23 and drawing 7 of those and only losing 1, with their only defeat in that time coming against Leeds in October. The last visiting goalkeeper to keep a league clean sheet at Anfield was Fulham's Alfonso Areola. Yeah, like what we're looking at it, and do you know what I mean? Liverpool are the resounding favourites. Look, Liverpool have won 3 consecutive league games for the first time this season, though they've not managed to keep a clean sheet in the last 5. So as we spoke about, we've been scoring goals. We can score goals. But can we go and defend? Do you know what I mean? And that's the problem, is that if for whatever reason we can't score a goal and Nunes doesn't put the ball in the back of the net, if they go and score, we're more likely they're not going to concede. More likely than not, we are going to concede. An interesting one that's quite annoying, and I didn't realise, is that Diogo Jota scored 8 goals in his last 10 games against Leicester in all competitions.
Swear.
That would have been a real good player to go and have.
Yeah. He's
Real
the
good.
kryptonite.
Real.
You know what? I even remember a game that he played for. Big up the comments feminists. You might remember, JJ. Remember under Claude Puel, Wolves won 4-3 later on at the Monte. It was a mad game. You may remember it a couple of
Yeah, I
seasons
remember.
back. I think Jota either scored a brace or he definitely scored that game. It was a brace. That was a mad game, but yeah, he's the kryptonite. I miss Jota. I miss Jota a lot, and I used to be one of the guys.
Yeah.
But I miss him.
I mean, bare people are there, man. So it is mad. It is mad. Just gonna get through some of the comments as well. Make sure we're smashing the likes. Well, there's 40 of us in the building. If you could get 40 likes, that would be amazing. We don't have to go and put any D'Angelo. Do you know what I mean? Any Donald Jones, no Marion. Do you know what I mean?
How does it?
and the thing is, it's going to get to a point where we're going to have to just slap some Kerrang on, a Kerrang tune. You know what I mean? Something from Kerrang or Scuzz or something like that. You know what I mean? Just to ruffle the feathers. Big up to Trevor saying it should be a 9-0 W. Amirali's hoping for that Nunes hat trick. I'd like to see it. Do you know what I want Nunes to do, to be fair? Yeah. I'd like Nunes to score one of those the volleys that just come out of the air and he catches it. You know, when he's on the break. I'd want him, when he's hit the bar, hit the crossbar, hit the post.
Yeah, because he's done it a few times. Yeah.
I want him to go and score a goal like that. I think he'll do a lot for his confidence. Because that'll be
I think at this point, I hear what you're saying, because if he scores a goal like that, it'll be like, oh my God, he's got a worldie. But at this point, JJ, I just want him to score. Like, no matter how he does, off his bum, off his shoulder, just score. Because I honestly believe once that first one goes in, regardless of your opinion on him, I do think they'll just start rolling in once that first one comes. You can see he's a confidence player.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Big up Jordan Hyman, LFC, saying, hey guys, you'll never walk alone. Big up for the Avi as well. Big up. We got Gakpo, don't we? Amirali saying I would start Ibu over Matip. Oscar saying I'd hope to see Ibu in the first starting the lineup. Ish is saying I would start Ibu too because Daka is rapid. That's a fair point. I mean, depends how you look at it. Konate is going to be rapid, but Matip would be smarter with how he kind of deals with the situation. So it depends how you want to go and
Konate, Matip he will intercept that pass before it even turns into a 1-1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas Konate will be off the man. Daka will tap it past him. We run him back and then he go and make a challenge. You know what I mean? Which is
the only criticism of Ibu, and he's young, so he'll learn, but he can get too touch tight sometimes, and the man can just spin off him.
He can get spun.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's worrying.
Yeah. Big up to HM. HM saying disagree, JJ. I think it's horses for courses when it comes to Konate versus Matip. Yeah, that's fair. I just feel, look at the best teams that have ever existed. The backlines never changed. You knew who was the two. You knew the 2 starting centre backs. In the core of the team, you don't make changes like that because they go and they keep the team solid. You go and look at Chelsea with Terry and Cahill. Do you know what I mean? You go and look at Arsenal with Sol Campbell and is it Colo? Yeah, Colo. Do you know what I mean? you knew who the team was. You go back to us, it was Gomez and Verge. You just knew it was.
Yeah.
Regardless, Matip wasn't available. He was never fit. He was the second fiddle guy, and I think you need to go and know that. I think there's other positions where you can go and rotate depending on what the responsibility is, but you need a good partnership. And if you're chopping and changing every week, it's not going to be as solid as someone that plays with you every single week or twice a week in the Champions League and in the Prem. Do you know what I mean? You go and look at Real Madrid. You had Pepe and Sergio Ramos for the longest.
I think JJ, even Fergie said it in an interview. I know I had the Ronaldos, Girounis, the Tevez, all these nice players, but when we did that three-peat, Vidic and Ferdinand were my main two players, were the first names on the team sheet all the time. Then you might have an Ever and a West Brown, but them two, for them 3 consecutive years when they won them 3 Prems, it was them two. So it's always the foundation, man, and it's not. That's one area you don't chop and change. You're spot on.
Yeah. Exactly. Maxwell Mugo, big up to yourself, saying Leicester midfield is not doing so good right now. That's facts. Egyptian King, big up to yourself, big up for the Avi as well, saying Rodgers is under a huge amount of pressure, so he will get Leicester throwing everything at us tonight, but we will still come out 4-0 winners. All right. Interesting.
You know, if he does, that also plays into our hands as well, because
Angel 1968, big up to yourself, saying Leicester's goalkeeper is terrible. Maybe we get set piece goals tonight. I wouldn't be surprised. People. I think set piece goals. I think that's definitely that's something where we could get our goals 100%. Ish is saying Amate times Darwin, Bozo off. The battle of the bozos. Is that what we're saying? The battle of the bozos. That is crazy. Romz, whilst I'm reading out your comments, can you in the group, can you just send the lineup out? Yeah, so just send the lineup now and I'll put it in. Actually, I could actually go on Twitter, to be fair, and do that from here, you know.
Sure?
People. Yeah, I can just do it from here. It'll be quicker. But yeah, whilst I'm doing that, football gossip, I big up to yourself, say, I'm not too sure, Romz.
Ali
Adams turns up drunk, mate. Pray it's not tonight.
No, man, Ali don't turn up drunk. No, you can rely on him.
Yeah, well, then let's go.
Big up football gossip for that.
Yeah, big up. Hold on. What's going on here? There we go. Can you guys see this yet or nah? Let me share my screen. Guys, make sure we're smashing a like as well. There's 50 of us in the building. I want to make sure we're watching that. So yeah, people, can you guys see this? Yeah, cool. So lineup is Alisson in goal, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Thiago Henderson, Elliott. So Fabinho, not in the first.
He can't catch a break, man.
Ox, Salah, and Nunes, with the subs being Adrian, Gomez, Konate, World Cup finalists back on the bench. We've got Keita, Tsimikas, Carvalho, Clark, Bajcetic, and Doak. I'm not going to lie to you. That bench doesn't look good at all. At all. I don't know what are people thinking. How are we feeling about this bench?
You know what? It's just annoying that we've got another injury. But the only thing I will say is the fact we're at home. You've actually surprised me with something you said when you said Leicester and Villa are both 12th and 13th. I could have put my money in without watching it, without looking at the table. I thought Leicester were in the bottom 5. There can't be that many points off the bottom 3 at least. But yeah, that bench doesn't look convincing, JJ. But to be fair, we should have won this game before we even make subs. That's how I'm looking at it. We should have already won this game before we make subs. Whether we do or not, you never know. But I think we will do enough to put this game to bed. But nah, man. Gakpo it needs to hit the 1st of January ASAP, bro.
Yeah, he needs to get into that lineup as soon as possible at the moment. The lineup for Leicester, people, is Daniel Ward at the back. We've got Timothy Castagne at right back, Amate Faiz and Luke Thomas at left back. Ndidi, Samare, and Dewsbury Hall make up the midfield with Ayoze, Perez, Barnes, and Daka up top. So it's looking like a battle of the 4-3-3s. Their bench includes Iverson in goal, Soyuncu, Vestergaard, Brunt. Which Brunt is that? Is that the
Can't be
Brunt
my man from West Brom. That's what I
Nah,
was
no. Is that Brunt from West Brom?
That's what I was thinking. It
Nah,
can't
bro.
be, bro. My man's at 40 now or something.
Tillemans,
He was quite techy
Albrighton.
though, you know. You know what?
Exactly.
He's like your poor man Solly March. That he's that type of
Yeah.
guy who's got
Nah,
tech,
he's like
but
a Solly March. Not even a poor man Solly March. At the time, he was like a Solly March, innit? Like
his
he just
catalog
was.
of goals is quite decent as well.
Yeah. But we got Nampalys Mendy, Tillemans, Albrighton, Iheanacho, and Vardy that make up the bench. I'm not gonna lie to you,
The
people.
bench is quite strong.
That bench looks very, very strong. That bench looks very, very strong, people.
Tielemans, Vardy, and Iheanacho, 3 players that can get you goals.
And Albrighton can get you an assist.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, let's not go and do about it. So, do you know what I mean? It's not even. Let's not throw them under the bus like that. That bench looks better than Liverpool's at the moment. It does. But the first 11's obviously where Liverpool, got to make their.
Apparently,
got to
Fabinho's
snap up.
out due to personal reasons. Apparently, it's not an injury, but we like to cover stuff up, so it still could be an injury. But apparently, it's personal reasons.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But hold on. What's going on here? Because like we're out here, we're grafting. Do you know what I mean? And then we got
It's between me and you. Because while you were sitting around, waiting, doing niche, I was out making moves.
Obviously, we out here in it, family time and that. Obviously, my bad, guys.
What a lovely time to join us, G.
Chat to me, guys.
Big up, G, man.
We've spoken about it. Guys, make sure we're saluting G in the comments. Let us know, man. G, how you feeling about this game? Obviously, the lineups are out. Fabinho's out for personal reasons. Midfield, have you seen the lineup? Have you seen the lineup?
I haven't actually seen it. I fully haven't seen it.
Lineup,
You know what? I was laughing because I was thinking personally. I was like, bro, I think you saw out your personal,
Bro,
your
I
family
don't
life.
give a fuck, isn't it? But
I was saying, G, he's probably injured and they're just covering it up. We know what. Our
Yeah,
club
very
is
true.
like.
Very true.
yeah.
Very true.
But
Very
yeah,
true.
do you know what it is? Do you know what Liverpool have probably done? I just thought about that right now. I was going to ask you a different question. Liverpool are
Go
in
on.
for a midfielder, apparently, right? If Fabinho's
Yeah.
injured and it's a worse injury, then it's not like a day injury. It's not like a little strain, but he's going to be back for the next game. If he's got an injury that's going to take us further in, it means our position is finished. Like in terms of when we go to chat to man them out midfielders, they're going to be like, another midfielder of yours is dropped. Yeah, slap 10 mil on that. You're
Yeah,
going to finish
yeah,
that. Anyway, 'cause you need
Yeah.
even
It's true, you know.
They can't have it leak out that another midfielder has gone missing.
Yeah,
and
for
this is why I
real.
think they're
For
covering
real.
it up.
Can't have that at
For
all.
real. Hey, look at you conspiracy theorists, bro. Fuck it up.
Innit?
That's
No,
actually
can you-
mad, but that's true, though. That's true,
Michael
though.
G was in prison for human trafficking. Top G, top G.
Hey, obviously, but the Matrix, I'm out now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out now, B.
The
I'm
Matrix
out,
are
man.
trying to get us. The Matrix are trying to get
Well,
us.
they're
man.
always trying to get me, man. I told you, we get 3 strikes. As I said, man, you get 3 strikes. The first strike is they try,
Cancel.
tarnish your name online. Second strike is they try throw you in jail for something. First strike, they try kill you. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. But look, so G, the lineup is as follows:
That's me.
Alisson in goal, Trent, Matip, Verge, and Robbo. The midfield
No, Ibu.
is Carvalho and Elliot.
Oh, say that midfield again.
I'm joking.
He's on my way. But G, is that the French top? We're wearing the French top because if he's coming back and whatnot.
Come on, bro. You know the
I knew
vibes.
it. I knew
You
it.
know
No,
the
I'm
vibes.
joking. It's Thiago Henderson and Elliot in midfield with Chamberlain, Nunes, and Salah up front. And our bench is Ben Doak, Clark, Carvalho, Bajcetic, Simicas, Keita, Konate, and Gomez.
You know what's mad, yeah, when I hear that bench? Is when I see people online saying, nah, man, we grab one midfielder, we're good. Brother, are you listening to the bench? Like, the bench is disgusting. One midfielder is not going to make that bench look any more, like, add you to that, for example. Let's say Elliot drops to the bench. It still looks dusty. You know what I mean? We need at least a couple midfielders to kind of come in. Add Gakpo as well, kind of thing. But Yeah, I still think we should win tonight though, man. And Leicester they've been kind of poor recently. Like they've been coming in some really, really poor form. I see them against Newcastle. Like they were just moving crazy against Newcastle, man. But I would think we'd win tonight still. I think we'd win still.
Yeah, Angel 968 saying he'd play Naby over Elliot. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to see Naby in a red top ever again.
Same.
Nah, real talk.
No, like it's
Yeah.
done for me. I don't know about you guys, but Naby's done for me.
Yeah, it's done for me.
As done as his hairline is, it's done. It's done.
Hey, allow it, man. Allow it.
No. But the difference is, you see when you bick it and you do it clean, yeah, that's a new start now, isn't it? It's polished. He's just rough. He's just all rough around the edges. The injury's rough. Like his tech is rough. Everything's rough about him. I just want him gone, man. I just want him gone. Sorry, people. I just want him gone.
Big up Angels, because I'm not even Elliot's biggest admirer, and I agree. No, sorry, I disagree with that. Like, no, Naby just needs to. Nah, man, he's done.
Don't you think that's a mad I can't even say fall from grace because he ain't fell from nowhere. Like, it's just mad to think though. Like, we got in Naby.
You thought you're bagging. You know what I mean? You're about a 5. You gone to the club. You saw a 7. Thought, yeah, we could pick this up. It's a calm deal. You realize you weren't a 7, bro.
You don't need to deep. He's got the number 8 shirt. Like, are we deep in?
I think that's what kills it for him. He needs to get rid of that shirt. He needs to get. But apparently, I heard this is all jokes though. I heard that they were trying to give that to Jones. Look at the way Jerry stopped quick in his tracks, boy.
No. Scouston.
But I heard it was jokes.
Hold on.
Gerard brought him through from the under 19.
Number 8 to Jones. I swear, Klopp's a groomer, man. Klopp's the worst. No, Klopp's the worst.
But he is a groomer anyway. Look what we're doing with Jude. Look what we're doing.
This one's like next level now. Like you're giving him the number 8, getting him all excited, stroking him. And he's never gonna bust, bro.
What color? What number is Harvey Elliott?
17, 18. No,
I think it's
19. Because it's Mane's old number. Now I'm just thinking.
What, he said Elliott gets the 10 next season?
Brother, like, we know what Klopp is. Listen, this is a review of the game. I don't want to get mad at Klopp right now. But what I'm saying is, we know how Klopp moves, and he's the type of guy that will give them that number to make them feel like they're, you know what I'm saying, important and, you know, a part of the first teams. You know what? Watch it. Tyler Morton, number 8 next season. I said it. There you go.
It's like the initiation. Like, I'm putting my faith in you. Like, that's what it's like.
Brother, it's crazy. But I listen, I said tonight, I wasn't going to talk bad on Klopp. I'm not going to talk bad on Nunes. I said I'm going to be a good boy this evening. I'm just trying to keep it clean for the whole evening. Let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah, man. It's just look. It's an interesting game. I mean, look. Chat to me. I ain't spoken to you about this, OG. Gakpo. So I've got 2 questions.
Chat to me.
How are you feeling now that the dust has settled somewhat regarding the Gakpo situation, considering the injuries in our bench and all of that? How do you feel about the Gakpo signing? And do you think Gakpo starts for Liverpool? When everyone's fit.
The second question, no. The first, then definitely no. Guys, if you didn't even watch it, like I watched it back on the replay, listen to Jerry and Romz when they were speaking about it. Because first of all, I was busting up for some through that anyway, because everything you were saying, like when I hear people talk, in my opinion, truths or facts, I always laugh. It's just one of them things because it's like you're saying the same things, but people, I'm reading the comments and I'm listening, I'm watching the live chat, and I can see a few people in the live chat, and some of the things that some of you who are here right now, I've seen you already, some of the things that you guys were saying in that live chat, like it didn't really make sense in response to what Jerry and Romz were kind of saying, because the reality is, for me, in isolation, yeah, he's calm, but we're in a yeah, probably is, man, sorry. We're in a situation whereby like we need midfielders. So you know when you get that present from that uncle that you're just like, oh, thank you. I didn't ask for that, but like, love, like, thank you.
I need a box.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, thanks, like, thank you for them boxes, but like my socks have got holes in them, bro. Like I kind of need to pattern that up first, and it just didn't really. It's one of them signings where everyone's getting gas, and again, what's happened is it's like everyone forgot. As soon as we signed Gakpo, everyone's like, yo, yeah, we needed that. I'm like, whoa, like 2 weeks ago, man was telling me that we need a midfielder ASAP. Like 1st of January, they were trying to see a midfielder. As soon as we signed Gakpo, everyone's just kind of forgotten that. Now we're hearing the Enzo stuff. We're hearing, you know, it might be a bit too much money. Caicedo might be a bit too much money. Jude might be a bit too much money. Brother, like, so now what do you do? Like, everyone's too much money. So what are we actually doing? You know, kind of thing. And where's the urgency? And for me, when I look at Klopp, Pep, the whole board, when they do signings like this, that tells me already where your mind is at. I know where your mind is at. You don't look at midfield like that. I know you don't, because Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, Curtis Jones, all of these guys that we're laughing at, I fully think that Klopp is good with these guys. I fully feel like he's good with that.
And I just add to that as well, G, you're spot on, because what Klopp and Linders are now doing now, probably Fabinho now, but all of our midfielders are coming back and they're thinking, oh, we've got quantity now, we're fine, but we don't have quality even within the midfield.
We feel we don't have quality. They feel that's the quality.
They feel exactly.
Because every time we spoke about this, even in the summer, it was like, it's like if I went and told you, I was like, oh, like, let's say I'm G's dad or something, and I come over, I'm like, oh, G's family member, I'll come over, open the fridge, I'm like, G ain't got no food, bro. And you're like, of course I do, bro. I got packets of sweets, I got the little Indomie noodles in the cupboard. Like, I'm looking and I'm like, bro, like, I'm thinking about a meal. Like, you told me to come over, you said you're gonna sort me out with food, but you're pulling out Sensations packet. Or like do you mean a Sensation crisp?
Sweet chili.
Hey, don't diss a Sensation.
Bro, he was like, yeah, I got something spicy cooking for you. I'm like,
hey, don't diss that the Thai sweet chili, you know.
Put it in a bowl for me. How about that? Man, open a pack and just put it in a bowl for me. How about that? And that's the difference. That's the difference.
That's dead. Man, someone open a pack of crisps and put it in a bowl for you.
And then you're like, bro, like now I've got to clean up as well. How about that? Now you're gonna tell me to wash up the plate as well, the damn bowl.
Exactly.
Anyway.
You know why you're spot on, JJ, because you even the famous quote from Klopp. Wow, more.
Yeah, but when you spoke about the midfield, it was like, yeah, like if there's a solution to get someone. So the way I'm starting to understand it now, maybe it took me ages to understand. The way they're seeing it is that, yeah, if we can sort out a deal for someone that's going to be like world class that everyone rates, like a Thiago, like how we got Thiago, you get him on a cheap, that's calm. We'll grab him. We got the piece to do that. But we're not going to go out to go and get like an Enzo for this amount and stuff, because we don't feel the difference between an Enzo and a Chamberlain isn't that big. On form, the way they'll look at it, on form, we don't think Enzo's going to offer us any more than Henderson does. They don't. Hence, otherwise, if you did, you'd go out and get the player. Because when we went and got Alisson, we just went and got Alisson. When we got Verge, we just went and got Verge. That's what it's seeming like, people. So when he's talking about and saying, no, we got like Elliot, we got Hendo, we got Jones, we got Badger, like he's thinking they're all in this group. We got.
By the way, don't forget.
What did he say? Linders rates Jones. Jones is better than Gavi, people.
Yeah.
So
don't forget, we got Arthur Melo. Like that's literally a new signing.
And Cater.
Oh my gee, I forgot about him. Until you just said his
bro,
name,
it's only today when I was on Jamie's thing and they were talking and they'll list the midfielders. No one listed Melo. I was like, you're not forgetting. Like he's gonna come back into the squad whenever he's fit, and that's just gonna be an extra player. So I think it's like I said earlier today. We've got the quantity, but nowhere near the quality. Hence why, and this is why I love JJ, because he says it all the fucking time, bro. Like all the time, and people don't seem to listen. When we keep comparing ourselves to Manchester City, because that's who our rivals are. So cool, we're gonna do that. They've got a style of play that I'm seeing Rico Lewis come into the team, and he's making Bajcetic and Elliot and all them man look whack. Like he just looks comfortable. Why? Because he's playing in a style of play. He might not even be that good, but he's playing in a style of play. Yet, bro, he looks like he's been. He looked like Pep could just swap him and Kyle Walker like that, and no one would even tell the real difference.
It's like Flavian Delph could have come back and just done that role. You know, Flavian Delph was in the team. I've been in the team for 2 seasons, and you come in, it's like, yeah, it doesn't really make it. Or Zinchenko, it could have been Zinchenko.
Yeah, and it's like when I'm watching that again, it's not. I'm trying not to diss these guys, but when you've got a style of play that's not conducive to the players that you've got, again, like Jerry has said many times, when you ain't got that style of play, then you notice the drop off in Liverpool's quality than you would in Manchester City. Let's not act like Man City have got 12, 15 world-class players, because they don't. That'll be capping. I don't think they do. I think they've got ballers, but I don't think they're all world-class players. But what they do have is a world-class system that anybody can literally just come in, do their thing, and then you don't even notice it. But with Liverpool, the system is so rigid that if there's even a 1% in quality drop, Jesus Christ, man, that is so noticeable in this team. And it shouldn't be like that. And that's, I think, maybe that's where my anger comes with Klopp.
But this is what I'm saying. But then it goes back to my point. Like, do you know what I mean? We don't need to go and sign the Bellingham then. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I agree.
We don't need Bellingham. We don't need Enzo Fernandez. We don't need the next best midfielder. Go and find the equivalent of someone of the genie. Go and find you've done it before. You can do it again. Go find Caicedo before he plays his 15 games.
That's why JJ. That's why JJ.
Because all we need our midfield to do is to have legs.
Legs, yeah. That's why JJ. You were saying during the World Cup, if we can get Amrabat for a nice price, he's not going to come in and do the Hollywood ball. Now he's just going to break up everything, and he'll replicate that Fabinho type role. That's why you're saying if we can get a feasible fee for him, we should go for a player like that. And I get it. Why go for the next luxury player when they're not even going to our system? Do you
know who I think Liverpool could easily go and get? What's that brother that played for France in the World Cup? That midfielder you just kept coming on and running around, bro.
Fofana. I said this months ago. Fofana will be tailor made for us.
But that's the brother. You get someone like that just runs around. That just got
or JJ, even a Decore from Palace. Remember when we played Palace and he was running the show?
No, but that's what I'm saying. You just need, like, what it is we need to just go. There's no and big up. We know this is exactly what he's saying. Why are we gonna go and spend that amount of money to get a brother that's ultimately not because that's all he can do, but the system that Klopp wants to play means that his midfielder have to run. If your midfielder running the amount of running that the midfielder are doing, they're not going to be able to have the quality and the time and the energy to be putting their foot on the ball, stopping, slowing the game down, so they can go and execute a pass the likes of a Thiago does. What we're seeing now, the more the game is sped up, the more we go and play end to end, the way Klopp likes to go and play. If teams go and give us space in behind, which they're giving us, you need to be fast. You just need to be fast. So all this getting on the ball, slowing it down, waiting to go and thread a ball into someone that's dropped off into the pocket like City do, we don't play like that. So scrap that then. Scrap it. But then, and it's what I said again. Why did we go and get a Thiago? Why did we go get a Melo? Why are we getting players of that profile? Why are we playing Elliot in midfield? If you can go and just there's James Balagizi in the academy that fits that role exactly. He's tall, he's 6'2", runs around and he can press. You play someone like that.
And this is why JJ, I know me and you are both on the same hymn sheet. I know Ish ain't. I can't remember G's opinion on him. This is what I say. If Mason Mount runs down his contract, he's the Hendo replacement. He is the perfect Hendo replacement with probably a bit more quality.
You see.
Go on, G.
No. All I was gonna say is at the end of the day, you see all these young players. That's a whole next topic we'll get into another day. But see, when it comes to young players, it's like I said on Jamie's thing. I don't trust Klopp with young players. Like, show me the track record, and I'll show you every single young player that he's ever had under his wing who wasn't named Trent Alexander-Arnold, who he was forced to play in a position that he doesn't even play anyway, but he was forced to play in a team. So when it comes to these young players and stuff, for me, Klopp's a manager who can work with a certain age group, 23 and over, like that kind of age group, 23 and over. When they get to 30s, it's a bit higgy. So let's say 23 to 30, that 7-year period, like how long he's been at the club, that 7-year period, that is Klopp right there. Anything before that and after that, I don't think he knows how to kind of manage that well. Because I think when you got a player like Thiago, why did you sign him? Like, you signed him to do, like we know saying here, like to spend 100 million on a pressing machine. That's effectively what we do with Thiago. We just turn him into someone who is not even a Ginny. Like, it's like what he does. Like, I prefer Ginny, and that's not. I'm not saying I prefer Ginny as a player. Obviously, Thiago's a baller, but in Liverpool's system, what was our best midfield under Klopp? It was not Thiago. It wasn't Thiago. It was Ginny, Fabinho, and Henderson. I've said it 100 times. That was the best midfield. And when you look on paper, that sounds dead, man. Hendo and Ginny just make that look kind of higgy, and Fabinho's got, a bit of Brazilian in him, but he still can't make squads. Like, that don't look too good. But now everyone looks at the team and think, bruh, Fabinho, Thiago, Hendo, or whoever, and it's like everyone gets excited with the shimmies and stuff like that. I'm like, the guy don't fit our team, but because he's such a baller, what he can do in the team, it helps. And people then say, but we look worse when we don't play with Thiago. Obviously, because the team is dead. So, of course, like, if you don't have at least a quality in there, it's going to look even worse now.
And what we know he can, you just said Thiago, because of what we know he can do, he's a baller. But that's only when he goes against the grain. If he listens to Klopp's instruction, he doesn't do those things. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's
like I said, I'm trying not to get on to Klopp. I'm keeping quiet until the end of the January window. I want to see what the club do and stuff like that. But you're not showing me anything yet. Like, at the moment, I'm still asking questions. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's what I'm looking at this team more and more, and I'm starting to understand. Like, I'm actually taking away as a fan, you've all got like selfish things that you want for the club. So you might want a particular signing, you might want a style of play that your team just not going to go and play. Like, I'd love for us to go and play the way City play. That's just not us. It's just not in Klopp's DNA. It's not in the team's DNA. It's not in the City's DNA. It's just not. We're just not going to be able to go and play like that. We have to go and play to our strengths. And if we're doing that, scrap all these, like, talking about, these number 10s and this, that, because we've struggled to evolve in that way. What we're now starting to see is that we're going down the route that we did. So Gakpo, like you got, and I spoke about it, you've got Gakpo now who's going to be the Mane replacement. And what I mean by that is he's the one who can drop off, who can play anywhere across the front three. He can even play in the 10, just as he did at Southampton, right? I told you, about Nunes, how I think there's so many similarities between, yes, there's Nunes and Werner, but Nunes and Salah also. Is in the way they play. They're very direct, not necessarily nice on the ball. Of course, Salah's a better footballer. I'm not trying to compare the two, like say they're the same player. But the similarities, the out to in runs, they're always causing havoc with their runs, even if they're not scoring goals. They're not the most clinical of players, right? And then we're going to go and try, and Jota was signed, but he's starting to do this Bobby role. And what we're starting to see is we're going to go and get these players that can do the role that Klopp has wanted them to do. So it's like we've gone, it's like the plans changed midway through. It's like we wanted to evolve and go down a different route. We do that. Scrap that. Let's just go back to basics now. Yeah. And what we're seeing now is we're signing players that are going back to it, because Gakpo just came out of nowhere. Liverpool could have easily went and done a stopgap thing, where they just grab a winger for something on loan with an option to buy in the summer if he bangs like we did with Kabak. We didn't do that this time. And I guarantee you, in the summer there was no kind of, we weren't looking to go and sign a forward. So this was a decision made in the last couple of months, or last month over the World Cup. So
listen, man, like I said, this signing will be measured by what Liverpool actually do throughout the January transfer window. If it's in isolation, then man, I'll give it a 1 out of 10. But like as a window kind of thing, because I'll be like, bro, I didn't even we don't need this. Like, you could have makeshifted the attack, and it still would have been fine, because we don't need.
I would have given it a 7 out of 10, because right now, like, we've got Doak on the bench, innit? Like,
Yeah.
right now, we've got what I'm trying to say.
But
is
as
that
an
we have-
overall, in terms of what we needed to do as a team, we didn't actually sort anything. It's like, as I said, you get that present and you're like, oh, thanks for the boxes. Even though I've got 20 pairs, thank you for another pair of boxes. But my socks have got holes in them. And so I need my socks patterned. Like, and you're not patting me with the socks. I don't get it.
Sorry to wind you up again. But big up yourself, Angel, because I forgot about him as well. Where is Ramsey?
Not good enough.
Is he not on the bench?
No,
bro. Where's Ramsey?
no.
Oh, right.
He come back from two games and he's cut again.
I just don't think Klopp thinks he's. I don't think he's good enough.
No injury.
No injuries, no nothing. He was fit. He's fit. 1 second. Big up to Jay. Actually, big up to Jay. I don't know. Big up. You're saying this guy's never happy. First of all, who? So let me know. I think you're talking about me. Second of all, where have I said I'm not happy? Then I just say Gakpo's. I think it's a 7 out of 10 window with signing Gakpo. What else do you want, bro?
JJ even said a go one better. JJ said if we sign a midfielder, JJ would even give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I said if we sign a midfielder, we sign a 10.
He did say that. Yeah.
So what? I would still give it a 7.
Maybe he means me. Maybe he's talking about me. It has to be me because I said I'd still give it a shit. Maybe 1 was being a bit too harsh. I give it a 4 or a 5. I can't go higher.
If we do address our main issue in the midfield, if we get Gakpo in the midfielder, what are you rating it 10 as well? Because I still had it about a 7 or 8. But
yeah, it couldn't be a 10, man, because
no, the reason why I say 10 is because I can't I can't go and sit here and be like, oh, it's not a 10 because you didn't sign this midfielder. Yeah. Like I'm of the thing where I don't care what player it is. They could actually Liverpool could go and sign Sander Berger and Nampalys Mendy from thing, yeah? And obviously, and for the window, I'm gonna be like, it's a 10 out of 10 window because you signed these players. Now, if they pop off or not, then I'll go and chat about that later on, innit? Then I'll be like, no, you know what? They were dead. They were flops. Like we did with Kabak.
JJ, but it's like if you needed, I don't know, some orange juice in your yard and there was none. At least you got some. It might not be the Tropicanas or whatnot, but at least you still got the orange juice.
No, imagine this. It's Christmas, yeah? It's Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. Your mum said to you, oh yeah, go and make sure you get that stock, innit? That chicken stock, this brand, that Maggie cube. You're like, cool. You ran down to the shop because you forgot you were doing streaming. You came back, they didn't have the Maggie cubes. You had to grab whatever they had. They had some random French cube thing. It's a bouillon cube or whatever. You brought that home. Until your mum uses it and you man taste it and know if it's good, you guys got the thing. That it's not your first option, but you can't complain because that's what you had left, innit? That's what they had left. So
no. The thing is that for me, I've gone before. I won't lie. Before it was about the type of player that I wanted to see, and there's a certain type of players like profile that I want to see, but that requires Klopp to change his whole kind of tactic. I moved on from that now. Now I'm just about like just bring them in. So when I say 10 out of 10, if you bring in 2 midfielders, Bellingham seems to be the one that they're trying to. Obviously, we've heard a few other bits and bobs in that in terms of where he might go, etc. And obviously, we don't even know where he's actually going to go at this current moment in time. We think he's coming to Liverpool, but it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't come to Liverpool. So I'm looking at it thinking, if they're putting all their eggs into Jude Bellingham, you cannot tell me that Jude Bellingham is the one that you're putting your hopes on. So that in the summer, like you're putting your hopes on a 20-year-old Liverpool Football Club in a 20-year-old. You said, all right, cool. Here's the keys to the city. Like, forget what we think about Jude. Let's just say Jude goes on to become world-class midfielder, as an example. You're going to put your hopes right now on a 20-year-old. So all of that on his head is for now. So if he flops, remember he's 20. So he's going to have games where he's just going to be shit because he's 20. it just happens. Like, he's going to have a 4-game. I've seen it for Dortmund this season. I watched a couple of games. I was like, bro, you were there today, but he's young. Yeah. I get it.
But this is what I'm saying. But this is what I don't. This is what I don't get though. And I've said it before, and I've said it. It's like, brother, I actually feel like you just said it. I don't feel people are listening. When you're a player between the age of like 18 and 24, yeah, You're going to be inconsistent and stuff. You only develop if you're at a team that allows you to play every single day.
Yeah.
So Jude's only Jude because he plays every single day at Dortmund, because they're in a position where they're like, we just got to play this, brother, because we can't get anyone else, right? Saka's only Saka because he plays every single week. Mbappe was only Mbappe because he was playing every single week in a Monaco team.
Yeah.
At Liverpool, at Real Madrid, at the top teams, unless you're that good and you've played so many games beforehand, you ain't going to go and play every single game. You ain't going to play, like, Schumann doesn't play Camavinga don't play every single game.
But you know what they tell you, JJ? Because he's, 17, 18, and he's played over 100 games, I think, for Dortmund and like over 50 games for Birmingham. The top Reds already say, no, but he has all that experience. They're adding on years already.
But but think about it. Even when Gerrard was playing, Gerrard was only playing at that age because we had no one there. The same as Sterling. Sterling only played at Liverpool because we had no one there. Like, Liverpool couldn't go and buy anyone. It's not like you looked at world football and we're like, hey, I'm not taking Sterling off for anyone, bro. He's just that guy. You weren't doing that. You weren't doing, and Liverpool shouldn't have been in a position where we're hanging our hopes on any 18, 19, 20-year-old to go and take us to the promised land. Because I guarantee you, it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. It's like you can go and sign a winger like a Gakpo. Gakpo's not. I like the Gakpo sign. The reason why I said this even a 7 out of 10 for like even that position is because he's of the right age. He's played games. He's got experience, but we're not hanging our hopes on him. Like, save our season now, bro. Because the Jota, Diaz, we got Nunes and Salah and Bobby that were all here before you. Do your thing. If you pop off and you usurp one of them, fine. That's fine. If you go and randomly just come good and you stay consistent like Haaland has done, fine. But like, you just don't sign that player and then say, yeah, well, we're riding our luck now when you're trying to go and win the league. Now, if you're trying to go and get into top 4 and you're doing all that type of stuff, you can go and do that. You can do what Arsenal have done. But Arsenal now, if Arsenal go and were to win the league and in the Champions League, do you think they can go and sign 18 and 17, 18-year-olds?
Yeah, facts. Yeah, their whole method will start to change.
They're going to have to sign a 26, 7-year-old, bro. They're going to have to. Why did they get Partey? They could have got Sambi Lokonga, bro. They could have just played him.
Something even come out this week. If they had got top 4, they was even looking at Gundogan. Like, they were already looking at cream of the crop players. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's mad. Jay saying, you guys cry about Milner Henderson starting, but we'll also cry if we have youngsters.
You're not big out yourself.
I mean, the Milner Henderson, of course we're going to cry because they're not good enough. The youngsters are dead, so of course we're going to cry because they're not good enough. I didn't get the point of that. Right.
Bro, and the baddest thing is that we've actually said we don't want to be careful. We'd rather have Elliot playing. That doesn't mean I want Elliot starting.
Yeah, exactly.
When we're talking about world football, I'm not thinking about, Elliot's my guy in midfield. I'm saying, for our place, he starts, bro. Doesn't mean, do you know what I mean? I might go home and be like, I can have an orange or the Sensations crisp, bro. I want the Sensation crisp. I want some flavor, bro. But it doesn't mean I'm still waiting on G. He told me he's got some spicy food. I want the meat, bro. I want the meat and the rice.
Give him the food, bro.
Bro, there's no food, man. Stop asking me. You know the comments, but you make me laugh.
Yeah, the brothers in the comments are funny, man. But Albert Boafo, big up to yourself, saying Gakpo is the shiznits. He will come.
Yeah, okay. So okay, let me just say this now because I don't want people to get twisted. I don't think he's shit or nothing. Like, I agree with everything what Jerry just said, everything that Romz has said previously before as well. Like, yeah, I think there's no expectation on the guy. Like, if he comes in and does sick, we're just like, all right, yeah, that's calm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's good. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone thinks he's going to come in and do sick. I just think if he does, we're happy. If he doesn't, he just becomes a rotation option. That's calm. I've got no problem with that. As Jerry just said, bro, man's got Ben Doak and who's the other guy on the bench? Whoever, man, on the bench. Like, our bench isn't looking, like, you know what I mean? Like, the bench is looking crazy anyway. So Gakpo added to that, of course, man, that's way better straight off the rip. So I'm not going to moan at that. What I'm saying is I'm measuring the transfer window as a whole. Then I'm putting the score down. In isolation, I think I gave him a 6.5 anyway, in terms of the type him in isolation, because of the problems we've got and the depth that he adds to the squad. And as we've said, everyone keeps telling me we've replaced our front three of Mane, Firmino, Salah. We've now got Diaz, Nunes, and Gakpo, like in terms of 3 new players. And you still got Diogo Jota, who can float in and around in there as well. So, yeah, man, like in isolation, decent signing. But as a whole, let's wait and see until the 31st of January.
And look, in Jay, look, this is my point, and this is what I'm saying, and I agree. The only way for a young player to become better is to play. But why should that be on Liverpool's accord? Why should that be on the detriment of Liverpool winning titles? I'm not talking about getting into the top 4. I'm talking about where Liverpool should be. Like that shouldn't. Do you know what I mean? That can happen. That can happen now in Arsenal, where they had Saka and Emil Smith Rowe last season. But look at the players they signed this season. They didn't sign. No, they signed that Marquinhos brother, right? The right mid has even played a game. In the Premier, has he played a game?
You don't even get into this.
I forgot about it.
Has he played a game? They're looking to buy another winger now that's played Champions League football and stuff. Yes, he's going to one, and their pool is different. But who else did they sign? Zinchenko. Who else did they sign? Jesus. What's the profile of player? 26 and over that's got experience, because that's what you need to take it over the line. They didn't buy more youngsters.
In their prime.
They didn't go and buy more youngsters. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. So yes, for a young player to become better is to play. Me personally, as an example, I feel that if Elliot went and played at Dortmund for 2 seasons in a row, he'd be a way better player ever than he would be at Liverpool. Playing for us now.
He'd be able to express himself. He's out of his comfort zone.
He's got the pressure of he has to win every single now. If you don't perform, bro, you're finished. Like, do you know what I mean? We're not a team, we're not an Arsenal. Are you comparing us to Arsenal? Is that what we're saying? Is that what Jay's trying to tell me? That because Arsenal
hey, Romz,
youngsters that aren't youngsters like that, because they've played multiple games now, innit? That Saka's played multiple games. I don't consider him a youngster, bro. He's played like 200
Nah, he's
games,
experienced now. He's experienced.
He's an experienced player, bro. Like, if he's coming
JJ, the reason why we don't see him as a youngster is because they've given him that opportunity to play so much.
Exactly.
They dropped him,
But they were able to do it during a period of time when they were like, remember, Arsenal been doing nothing for the last like 5 years. Like,
yeah. And there was no real expectation at the time. When he came into the team, 1, it was off of injuries, and 2, their objective was just to break that top 4. It's not what we've done the last 3-4 years. The standards are different, the objectives are different. We shouldn't be where we are, and that's bottom line. So what JD's basically saying, we need to be buying the players that are entering their peak or in their peak now to take us, or not even take. You can't even say take us to that next level, because we won the big 2 honors. To maintain it, to get there's a saying: it's hard to get there, but harder to stay there, and that's when you need the prime players or the players coming into
on that note, do you know what you might as well do? On that note, we might as well just say, you know what? When Mane left, we should have just went and got who's young, upcoming, and young. Who? Name me a brother that's 18 or something. 18.
That Makuku guy from Dortmund.
Yeah, maybe Makuku.
Oh yeah, Makuku.
When Verge goes, we should go and get who's 17 or 18 that plays at centre back.
That, you know what, that Chelsea guy that they looked up, that they're signing, that Monaco brother, he's young. He's mad young.
Yeah, we
might as well
get Chiquino. We might as well get all these players that are just 17, 18 and just run it back. And I guarantee you we'll end up 8th. That's just not how it works. That's just not how it works, guys. That's just not how it works. Yeah, quick one to run through some of the other comments before we get into
I think Liverpool are just stuck as well, man. Yeah.
Yeah, facts. I am Jono saying Smelly
better
produce something tonight. Okay. We know saying I'd only rate the player. I'd only rate if the player is actually played by Klopp, not the ones that it takes 10 games to make a start. Fabinho.
Okay.
Giving birth. Hold on, but I swear he's staying in a hotel. Is that his kid or?
You're a dick.
Fairs. Amarali saying Caicedo and Manuel Ugarte is who I would want Liverpool to sign. Fairs. Honesty saying just a question. Has Klopp done anything right in your guys' opinion this season?
Cool. The only thing I'll give him credit for, but then he reverted. But when he had to switch things up in isolation, that City game, he executed a good game plan, but that, and maybe he tweaked the squad when he put 2 up top and he played the diamond and we started to see some results. Other than that, I don't really know what you can give him credit for. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Because even then we still
putting Nunes left wing. I think putting Nunes left wing and realizing that he effed up and signed a guy that isn't a striker, but realized that he actually is a dope left winger and keeping him there, I'll give him that. I'm trying to think of something else that he's done this season where I'll be like, you know what, Klopp's done this, but everything else I'll put down to the players. If we play shit, it's the players. If they do well, more time it's the players. Like, I don't feel like Klopp's doing anything special. Remember, the players know how to run it back themselves. Forget what Klopp's doing. They know how to run it back themselves. Like, they've done this for like 5+ years.
Yeah,
it's what they know. So it's like, when we're saying has Klopp done anything right? I mean, what is there for him to realistically do right? Like, he's come out in the summer, messed up, told us that we didn't need a midfielder, then realized we needed a midfielder, so he messed up, got in Melo, Melo's injured, come in, he's messed around with Carvalho's positioning, he's kind of messed around with Nunes' positioning, but again, that's more to injuries and stuff like that. But he ended up finding out that Nunes can really play off that left-hand side. So that's what I'll give him the credit for. But outside of that, what has he done? What has he realistically done? I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to big him up that much.
It's true. Jay, big up to Jay saying, man's back to the favorite 4-3-3, revert to type.
Exactly.
Revert to type, man. Revert.
But we said this, though. What did we say? When everyone comes back, they'll go back to 4-3. We said this months ago.
Yeah,
we literally sat here on the show and we said they're going to go back to... Like, we did all those formations that, like, that whole video, that was a pointless video. That was pointless. Why did we do it?
Yeah.
I'm sitting back thinking, why did we even bother doing it? We were never ever going to change. Like, we were always going back to 4-3-3. But
exactly. That was just born out of necessity. But look, let's get into the score predictions. Let's start with Romz, man. Chat to me. Score prediction. You're talking emphatic. So has that remained the same? Yeah.
Remain the same, bro. I'm gonna go over 4-0 Liverpool in. I think Nunes will get a brace. Don't know who the other scores will be, but I just think if he can't
said that last time, bro.
I know I did. But bro,
come on, Maggie.
If he can't score against Danny Ward, this is a keeper which I don't know how he still remains in this Leicester team. Play your academy keeper. Play number 2. Play that Iverson you. Even though I don't know how good he is. Anyone but Ward. But I think Nunes gets a brace. But yeah, 4-0, man. I think we batter these lot. And big up Jay, because I did say that.
Rob said emphatic for first time you got
no, that's what I'm saying, Rob.
Jay, you know what it is? I'm trying to be because I'm looking at this Leicester team, but would I be surprised if we don't win tonight? I probably still would be, but Liverpool have slapped me in my face too many times this year, but I'm trying to be positive, and I genuinely do think we will batter these lot. If we don't, then you might not see me. I might stop streaming.
Do you know what it is? This has been you too many times, bro. That and then just that, and just you're knocked out, bro. You're knocked out. At the moment, you're moving like little Mo, innit? You just want more, bro. That's the thing. You've been being treated like this, but you just want more, bro. So,
bro, what's the other embarrassing game we lost? It wasn't just. It was a game around the Forest game. It was Forest and it was someone else.
Leeds.
That's it. Leeds.
Yeah. With Somerville, innit? Somerville.
And they hadn't won in like 7 games or so. They hadn't won in like 7 games.
Marsh, innit? Just.
Ted Lasso.
I think like Romz, I think the way Leicester been moving, I'm gonna go 3-1. I think Leicester score. Especially if Jamie Vardy plays, I can see them scoring, man. They'll get, like we can see it all the time. So he's not starting.
Daka's as bad as Nunes, bro. If not,
is Iniacho there?
Iniacho's on the bench. Vardy's on the bench. Inacho's on the bench. Tillem is on the bench.
So they're on the bench. They're just not starting. Okay. I'll go 3-1. I'll go 3-1 Liverpool. I think we still win. I think it'll be a comfortable kind of game. This will be the first time you probably ever hear me say this. Like, I feel like it'd just be a comfortable game. Like, I honestly, if you don't win games like this, then you don't even deserve to be here, man. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
And
I'm gonna go 3-1
there's
still.
no premise on this game to do well because I know United, Newcastle are kind of out of sight, but I still think their squad might not be good enough to go all the way, and I feel like they will drop points eventually. But our main two. Then again, they can invest in this. That's a whole different conversation.
I was gonna say, like, you actually like they can't invest. Like.
You're right, and they're the richest in the world. But the main two we're looking at, let's be honest, is our main three is Chelsea, United, and Spurs. Chelsea are a point behind us, and then United and Spurs are like 3 or 4 points ahead, and Spurs got that game in hand. But we've got Chelsea soon, and we've got a game in hand on Spurs. This is time to put pressure. I've always liked playing first, then winning your game, then putting that pressure on your rivals. Because United got what? Wolves. Wolves got Lopetegui, the former Madrid Spanish guy, and they're on the back of 2 wins. So that might not be that easy. Early morning kickoff. You know the early morning kickoffs normally a curse. And Tottenham got Villa, and let's be honest, they'll probably win at home. But they have this thing of going 2-0 down, and Villa have players that can cause a problem. So we just need to do our job and put the pressure on the other 2 or 3. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
What are you saying?
I don't know, man. Recently, Romz has got things spot on in it. The bets are coming in, the money's coming in. So
that's what I'm saying. I might have to just chat to Romz.
I have to just chat to you. You know, I already told Romz I'm gonna have to start giving a retainer monthly, bro. Like a £10 or £20 monthly. Just slap a bet on, bro. You know, like that, just a cheeky investment. But
real talk.
I'm going to say I love Bartic, but fuck him at the same time. Because you lot, just for the chat, Bartic didn't score, I would have won £1,000. And if another result went through, I would have won a millionaire.
Yeah,
we would have been doing streams in like the tropics or something, fam.
Bro, in Dubai and that, bro. We'd have been chilling with the sheikhs and them things.
Crazy.
Investing in Liverpool and that, bro.
I'm going 2-1 though, man. I'm going 2-1. Yeah, I think Leicester defensively will probably be a bit better than Aston Villa.
I hear it.
I just think they will. I don't know why. I think Brendan Rodgers will try set them up not to get battered as well, especially.
And he'll know how to play against Liverpool, Anfield,
and he knows the atmosphere, all that type of stuff. And it's like Anfield is away from, so they don't have to try to get on the ball. They don't have to try to get on the ball. They're going to use the pacing behind. We'll wait and see, but I think Liverpool come out on top. But listen, Jay, you took it right out my mouth. Smash the likes on the way out if you haven't already, people. That's what it is. Big up. And yeah, man. Hopefully Liverpool do the business. But listen, it's been the preview. Come on, Liverpool, and we're out. Boom.